Alone but strong. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something today. There is power in being alone. There is strength in standing by yourself when the world expects you to crumble. We live in a time when everyone is searching for approval, where likes and followers define value. But I'm here to remind you that being alone does not mean being weak. It means standing tall when the storm comes. It means trusting yourself when no one else does. Now, I'm not saying that life alone is easy. No, it's hard, it's lonely. But it's in those lonely moments that you find out who you really are. When the noise fades and it's just you and your thoughts, that's when the real battle begins. That's when you either fall into despair or rise like a phoenix from the ashes. There is a unique power that comes from standing on your own, a strength forged in the crucible of solitude. When you are alone, truly alone, you are stripped of all distractions, all the noise of the world around you. In that silence, you come face to face with yourself, your fears, your doubts, your dreams. And it's in that moment when there's no one else to lean on, no one else to turn to, that you find out what you're really made of. Solitude forces you to confront your innermost thoughts. It's in those quiet moments that you begin to understand who you are at your core. You are not defined by the opinions of others, not shaped by the crowd around you, but by the strength that lies within you. When you're alone, you don't have the luxury of leaning on others for support. You must dig deep within yourself to find the courage to keep moving forward, to face whatever comes your way. In solitude, there is a clarity that emerges. You start to see the world and your place in it differently. You begin to realize that your worth is not determined by external validation, but by the conviction you carry within your heart. You understand that the journey to true strength is not about accumulating followers or gaining applause, but about finding a deep, unshakable belief in yourself. When you're alone, you learn to trust yourself. You learn to listen to that quiet voice inside, the one that tells you to keep going when everything else is telling you to stop. You learn to rely on your own judgment, to trust your instincts, and to make decisions that align with your true self. There's no one else to tell you what to do. No one else to steer you off course. It's just you, your goals, and the path you've chosen to walk. Being alone is not about isolation, it's about independence. It's about finding the strength to stand on your own 2 feet, to walk your own path, and to carve out your own destiny. It's about building a foundation of self-confidence so solid that no storm can shake it. When you are alone, you have the chance to build that foundation brick by brick with every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome. Solitude teaches you resilience. It teaches you that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. It shows you that you can withstand the trials and tribulations of life, because you have already faced the hardest battle of all, the battle within yourself. And when you emerge from that battle, you emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable than you ever thought possible. Endurance is the true measure of strength. It's not about how much you can lift or how fast you can run. It's about how much you can bear, how much you can withstand, and how much you can overcome. Physical strength might help you lift a heavy weight, but it's endurance that keeps you going when that weight feels unbearable. Endurance is the ability to stay in the fight, to keep pushing forward even when every part of you is screaming to give up. Think about the challenges life throws at you. They are not always physical. More often they are emotional, mental, spiritual. They are the moments when you face rejection, disappointment, failure, or loss. They are the days when nothing goes right, when everything seems to be against you, when it feels like the world is conspiring to bring you down. In those moments, it is not your physical strength that will see you through. It is your endurance, your ability to keep going, to persevere despite the odds. Endurance is built in the moments when you are tested, when you are pushed beyond your limits. It is forged in the fire of adversity, in the crucible of hardship. When you face a challenge and refuse to back down, when you are knocked down and choose to get back up, that is when you build endurance. It's in those moments of struggle, of pain, of doubt, that your real strength is revealed. It's the quiet strength that doesn't need to show off, that doesn't need to boast. It's the strength that simply keeps going no matter what. Endurance is also about patience. It's about understanding that life is not a sprint but a marathon. It's about recognizing that the race is not always to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, but to those who can endure, who can keep going when others have given up. It's about having the patience to wait for the right moment, to trust in the process, and to believe that everything you are going through is preparing you for something greater. Moreover, endurance is about faith in yourself, faith in your abilities, faith in your path. It's about believing in your own strength, even when others doubt you. It's about holding on to that belief, that inner conviction, even when everything around you is falling apart. When you have endurance, you have the strength to keep believing, to keep hoping, to keep dreaming, no matter what life throws your way. And endurance is about resilience. It's about bouncing back from failure, from defeat, from loss. It's about refusing to let setbacks define you, about picking yourself up after every fall and continuing to move forward. It's about learning from your mistakes, growing from your experiences, and becoming stronger with every step you take. Endurance is what keeps you going when the road is long, when the night is dark, when the way forward is unclear. It's the strength that comes from within, that quiet, steady, unwavering strength that refuses to be beaten, that refuses to give up. Ultimately, endurance is about the heart. It's about the will to keep fighting, to keep striving, to keep pushing forward, no matter what. It's about having the courage to face whatever comes your way, knowing that you have the strength to endure, to overcome, and to rise above. It's about understanding that true strength is not found in the muscles of the body, but in the spirit, in the heart, in the soul. It's the strength that comes from knowing who you are, from knowing what you are capable of, and from believing that no matter what happens, you will endure. Isolation often carries a negative connotation, as if being alone is something to be avoided, something to fear. But there is a profound truth that lies in the heart of solitude. When you are alone, you are given a rare and precious gift, the opportunity for self-discovery. It's in those quiet moments, away from the distractions and noise of the world, that you begin to see yourself more clearly. You start to understand your own desires, your fears, your strengths, and your weaknesses in a way that's not possible when surrounded by others. In isolation, there are no external influences pulling you in different directions. There is no pressure to conform, no expectations to meet, no one else's agenda but your own. This is where the journey inward begins. You are forced to confront your thoughts, your beliefs, and your emotions head on without any filters. You come face to face with your true self, the person you are when no one else is around to judge or influence you. And this is where the magic happens. This is where you start to discover who you truly are, what you truly want, and what you are truly capable of. Isolation gives you the time and space to reflect. It allows you to ask the important questions: who am I? What do I want from life? What are my values, my principles? In the hustle and bustle of daily life, these questions often go unasked, overshadowed by the demands of work, relationships, and societal expectations. But when you are alone, you have the chance to listen to that inner voice, the one that knows the answers, the one that often gets drowned out by the noise of everyday life. Through this process of reflection, you begin to peel back the layers, to strip away the masks you wear in front of others, and to confront the truth of your own being. You begin to see past the superficial, past the roles you play, and past the person you think you should be to the person you actually are. This can be a daunting process because it means facing up to your flaws, your mistakes, and your fears. But it also means recognizing your strengths, your passions, and your dreams. It means coming to terms with your own humanity, with all its complexities and contradictions. Isolation also provides a space for creativity to flourish. When you are alone, you are free to explore new ideas, new possibilities, and new ways of thinking without the fear of criticism or judgment. You can take risks, make mistakes, and learn from them in a safe and supportive environment, your own mind. This freedom to experiment and explore can lead to incredible breakthroughs, both in your understanding of yourself and in your approach to life. It allows you to tap into your deepest resources, to discover talents and abilities you never knew you had, and to cultivate a deeper sense of purpose and direction. Moreover, being alone teaches you self-reliance. It forces you to rely on your own judgment, to trust your own instincts, and to make decisions based on your own values and beliefs. It gives you the confidence to stand on your own 2 feet, to make your own way in the world, and to chart your own course. It teaches you that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way, that you have the strength and the resilience to face any challenge, and that you don't need to depend on anyone else for your happiness or fulfillment. In this way, isolation is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. It is a time for growth, for learning, and for transformation. It is a time to reconnect with yourself, to rediscover your passions, and to realign your life with your true purpose. It is a time to become the person you were always meant to be. Because when you are alone, you are free to be yourself, free to dream, and free to discover the true depth and breadth of your own potential. Resilience is a powerful word. It speaks to the heart of what it means to endure, to withstand, and to overcome. In life, adversity is a given. Challenges will come. Setbacks will occur. But it is not the presence of adversity that defines us. It is how we respond to it. Resilience is that quality, that inner strength that allows us to rise again each time we fall, to face each new challenge with courage and determination. It is the refusal to let life's difficulties break us, the decision to get back up no matter how many times we are knocked down. Adversity often strikes when we least expect it. It comes in many forms: the loss of a loved one, the end of a relationship, the failure of a business, or even a personal crisis of faith or purpose. It tests us, pushes us to our limits, and challenges every ounce of strength we think we have. In these moments, it is easy to feel defeated, to want to give up. But resilience is about finding that small, stubborn part of ourselves that refuses to quit, that says, I will not be beaten. I will not let this define me. Being resilient doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It doesn't mean you don't experience fear or doubt. Resilience is not about being unbreakable. It's about what you do after you've been broken. It's about picking up the pieces, learning from the experience, and moving forward with even greater resolve. It's about acknowledging your pain, facing your fears, and using them as fuel to propel you forward rather than allowing them to hold you back. Resilience is built in the face of adversity. It is forged in the fire of hardship. Each challenge you face is an opportunity to grow stronger, to build more character, to become more determined. It is not the absence of problems that makes a person strong, but the ability to overcome them. Every time you face a difficulty and choose to keep going, you build your resilience. Every time you are knocked down and get back up, you strengthen your resolve. You learn to adapt, to persevere, and to thrive even in the toughest of circumstances. Resilience is also about adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and things don't always go as planned. The resilient person learns to roll with the punches, to adjust to new realities, and to find new paths forward when the old ones are blocked. They don't waste time lamenting over what could have been or should have been. Instead, they focus on what is and what can be. They find new ways to achieve their goals, even when the original path is no longer available. But resilience is more than just toughness. It is also about optimism. It is about maintaining hope even in the darkest of times. It is about believing that no matter how bad things get, they can and will get better. It's about seeing every setback as a setup for a comeback, every failure as a stepping stone to success. It's about understanding that adversity is not a permanent state, but a temporary challenge. It's about keeping your eyes on the horizon, knowing that the storm will pass and the sun will rise again. Resilience also comes from a deep sense of purpose. When you know why you are doing something, when you have a clear sense of what you are working towards, it becomes easier to face adversity. You have a reason to keep going, a reason to fight through the pain. Your purpose becomes your anchor in the storm, your light in the darkness. It gives you the strength to keep pushing forward, even when everything inside you is telling you to give up. Ultimately, resilience is about refusing to be defined by adversity. It is about choosing to rise above your circumstances, to take control of your narrative, and to write your own story. It is about understanding that while you cannot always control what happens to you, you can always control how you respond. It's about choosing to respond with strength, with courage, and with an unshakable belief in your ability to overcome whatever life throws your way. Embracing solitude as a teacher is about recognizing that being alone is not a punishment, but an opportunity for profound learning and growth. Solitude often carries a stigma, seen as something to be avoided or feared, but it is actually a powerful tool for self-discovery and personal development. When we find ourselves alone, free from the constant demands and distractions of daily life, we are presented with a unique chance to connect deeply with ourselves and to gain insights that are often obscured by the noise of our busy world. In solitude, we have the time and space to reflect on our lives, our choices, and our values. There are no external pressures or judgments to cloud our thoughts. This clarity allows us to examine our goals and aspirations with an unfiltered perspective. We can ask ourselves the hard questions, explore our motivations, and reassess our priorities. This introspection is crucial for personal growth as it helps us align our actions with our true selves and make decisions that reflect our authentic desires. Solitude also teaches us about our inner strength and resilience. When we are alone, we are forced to rely on our own resources. We learn to navigate our thoughts and emotions without the comfort of external validation or support. This process can be challenging, as it exposes us to our vulnerabilities and insecurities. However, it is in facing these challenges that we discover our true capabilities. We learn that we are stronger and more resourceful than we might have realized. We build confidence in our ability to handle difficulties on our own and gain a deeper understanding of our personal strengths. Moreover, solitude provides an opportunity to cultivate self-discipline and focus. Without the constant interruptions and distractions of social interactions and external commitments, we can direct our attention fully to our goals and passions. This undisturbed focus allows us to delve deeply into our interests, to develop our skills, and to make significant progress on personal projects. The discipline we cultivate in solitude can enhance our productivity and creativity, enabling us to achieve more than we might in a more chaotic environment. Another important lesson solitude teaches us is the value of our own company. In a world that often equates social interaction with worth, learning to enjoy and appreciate our own company is a profound insight. Solitude encourages us to find joy and fulfillment within ourselves rather than relying on others for our happiness. It helps us develop a sense of inner peace and contentment that is not dependent on external circumstances. By learning to be comfortable alone, we enhance our emotional well-being and build a solid foundation for healthier relationships with others. Furthermore, solitude can be a time for deep creative thinking and innovation. When we are alone, we are free from the influence of others' ideas and opinions. This freedom allows us to think outside the box, to explore new possibilities, and to tap into our creative potential. Many artists, writers, and thinkers have found that solitude provides the perfect environment for their most profound and original work. It is in the quiet and isolation that we can connect with our innermost thoughts and ideas, leading to breakthroughs and creative insights that might not emerge in a more crowded and noisy setting. Finally, embracing solitude as a teacher helps us develop a deeper appreciation for our own journey. It allows us to connect with our personal narrative, to understand our life experiences, and to recognize the patterns and lessons they hold. This self-awareness fosters a sense of purpose and direction, guiding us towards a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Solitude teaches us to listen to our inner voice, to trust our instincts, and to follow our own path with confidence. By viewing solitude as a teacher, we open ourselves to a world of learning and growth. We gain a greater understanding of ourselves, develop resilience and self-discipline, and unlock our creative potential. Solitude becomes not a place of isolation, but a space of profound connection and discovery, offering invaluable lessons that enrich our lives and shape our journey. Standing alone requires a remarkable kind of courage. In a world that often values conformity and seeks validation from others, choosing to stand alone can be one of the most challenging yet empowering decisions you make. It means stepping away from the comfort of the crowd, the safety of agreement, and forging your own path, even when it is less traveled and less understood. The courage to stand alone begins with self-belief. It's about having the confidence in your own convictions, values, and decisions, even when they differ from those around you. It means trusting yourself enough to make choices that reflect your true self rather than bending to the expectations of others. This type of courage is deeply rooted in self-awareness and a strong sense of identity. It requires knowing who you are and what you stand for, and having the strength to maintain your stance even when faced with criticism or opposition. To stand alone is to embrace your individuality. It means acknowledging that you have a unique perspective, a distinct set of experiences, and a personal truth that may not always align with popular opinion. This individuality can often lead to standing out, and standing out can sometimes lead to feeling isolated. It takes courage to be different, to express your own ideas and values in a world that often rewards conformity. It requires the strength to be true to yourself, to live authentically, and to pursue your own vision even when it diverges from the mainstream. Standing alone also involves facing fears of rejection and judgment. It's about enduring the discomfort of being in the minority, of being scrutinized or misunderstood. This fear can be paralyzing, but the courage to stand alone means facing these fears head on. It's about accepting that not everyone will understand or agree with you and being okay with that. It's about recognizing that your worth is not determined by the approval of others, but by your own values and principles. Moreover, standing alone often requires resilience. It means dealing with the loneliness that can come from being different or from choosing a path that others might not understand. This solitude can be challenging, but it also provides an opportunity for personal growth and self-discovery. It's in these moments of solitude that you can reflect on your journey, reaffirm your purpose, and build the inner strength needed to continue forward. Resilience in this context means maintaining your course despite the hardships and staying committed to your goals even when the path is difficult and lonely. The courage to stand alone also reflects a deep sense of purpose. It's about having a clear vision of what you want to achieve or who you want to become, and being willing to pursue that vision regardless of external pressures. It's about aligning your actions with your values and your long-term goals, even when it means making sacrifices or facing obstacles. This sense of purpose provides the motivation to keep going, to continue standing firm in your beliefs and decisions, and to remain steadfast in the face of adversity. Additionally, standing alone can be a powerful catalyst for change. When you choose to go against the grain, you often become a trailblazer, a leader in your own right. By standing firm in your convictions, you have the potential to inspire others to think differently, to challenge the status quo, and to pursue their own paths with courage. Your willingness to stand alone can encourage others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of bravery and authenticity that can lead to meaningful change. In the end, the courage to stand alone is about embracing your own path with confidence and determination. It's about knowing that your individuality and your unique perspective are valuable, and that the journey you are on is worth every challenge you face. It's about finding strength in your own beliefs, resilience in your own experiences, and purpose in your own vision. By standing alone, you not only honor your true self, but also pave the way for others to follow their own unique paths with the same courage and conviction. In embracing the courage to stand alone, you discover a strength within yourself that you might never have known existed. You learn that true bravery is not about blending in with the crowd, but about forging your own path with integrity and resolve. You find that the greatest rewards often come not from conforming, but from daring to be different, from holding steadfast to your own truth in the face of adversity. As you walk this path, remember that standing alone does not mean you are alone. It means you are walking with the power of your own convictions, guided by your own sense of purpose. It means you are part of a greater journey, one that requires both courage and commitment. So as you move forward, embrace the moments of solitude as opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Stand firm in your beliefs, trust in your journey, and know that the courage to stand alone is not just an act of defiance, but a testament to the strength of your character and the clarity of your vision. Keep moving forward with confidence, knowing that by standing alone, you are paving the way for a future that is uniquely and authentically your own.